Hey, good morning, good morning. And I think I have my guest speaker with me today. So, Jim, would you like to come on? There you go. I just added you. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Well, I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, it's been one of those days, and it's only just beginning here. But actually, they're on about this weekend. We could get our first 100-degree weather today, or this weekend. So, pretty crazy. Last weekend we were snowing, and this weekend they're on about 100 degrees.
Yeah, we've been in the 80s this week, but tomorrow it's only going to be upper 40s to lower 50s. So
Wow.
it is spring, so got to expect
It
it.
is what it is. Well, guys, let's welcome to our call. As you know, Mr. Wagner, Jim Wagner, by now, he's been around here for a long, long time, a part of the family. Makes a lot of decisions of what we do as a company. And what I asked Jim to do today was jump on with us because we're getting close for the NFL draft. But I want to make it very, very clear for everybody. Obviously, this is a Ripple call. So welcome to the Rewards Ripple Saturday update call. It's 12 noon New York time. We will be doing calls Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week, but no other calls. But there will be 2 calls each day. There will be 2 o'clock and 11 p.m. New York time, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we will give you the live stream that you'll be able to participate on us if you're going to attend. Now, we want to be upfront with everybody and let everybody know we are not complete with bot testing. We have not yet got complete the profile. We still have work to do over the weekend, but as of right now, it's a 50-50 shot if we're going to go live on next Thursday for the NFL drive. Now, guys, why this is so important is we have the different alumni associations from around the US that are going to participate in our game. If we mess up, if we don't roll out and it's working correctly, then what's going to happen is obviously it's going to create doubt for when the main NFL games start to play, which is in June, July, August is kind of pre-seasons, and then going to the main season in August and September. So guys, we're very, very concerned. We will update you on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If everything is not working 100%, we will not launch. We want to make sure you guys know that up front. The schedule is going to be very simple. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to give you all educations. We're going to talk a little bit about it today, about how and what you do, how to pick people. Then after that, what we're going to do is, meaning in the draft, how does it work? We're going to go over that a little bit here today. But on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're going to go into more depth, making sure that we know where the platform's at. Obviously, guys, we wanted to have pullback for this because it's, he's managing director and he's getting a little bit better. I spoke to him this week. He seems very upbeat. However, it's one of the things what we've made a real full commitment is that we just are not going to roll. This is so important to the company that if we make a mistake on this and we cause a problem, in other words, bandwidth, or the games don't work in enough speed, and there's no way we can test this stuff, guys, without actually having a live environment, because they call it going on the clock, and it means it has to be tied to the clock. So we're going to talk about that. But one of the things we want to talk about today is the team. Okay, I want to go through a quick Excel spreadsheet I put together very, very quickly just to explain to somebody what importance it is to having a team. So I do want to go through that, and I'm going to do that first, Jim. I think it'll help people understand a little bit about what it means about making a team up and how it can affect you. So I'm going to quickly do a screen share, Jim. Then we'll come back and talk about the NFL and get into a couple of things. Let me go ahead and do this. Share screen. And again, guys, welcome everybody around the world, wherever you're coming in from the call or going to listen later. But we wanted to go through this, and I don't know if you can see that, Jim. I can make that a little bit bigger. Does that help a little bit? Can you see that, Jim?
I can see it. I'm on I'm on a smaller screen. It doesn't. On a larger screen, I think would be fine.
Right, I'm sure it is. If you click on that image there, you'll make your screen bigger. But you can see it. You can see everybody else to see a full screen, I would think. Sylvie, can you see everything okay?
Yes, it's okay, but if you can make it larger, it will be better.
Um, okay, I can definitely make it larger, I believe. How's that? Is that any better?
Yes.
Okay, guys, this is not all laid out beautiful for you, but I just wanted to give you an example. Okay, I was doing this with somebody else about building a team this week, and this is. I want to make this as clear as I possibly can. This, and I need to protect the company. I need to protect you guys as well. So we have done some formal looking at the numbers, but they're not actually actuaries. In other words, they have not been verified by an expert of the numbers. But people aren't quite grasping exactly what we have to show people or what can potentially happen. And I was trying to give somebody an example yesterday. And then I was playing with this morning and said, okay, well, maybe we can help everybody understand it. So if you're out here and you're just you and one person and you signed up one person and that person signed up one person, the reason I went with three, Jim, just so you know, is that's what you need to qualify to bid in the auction. So I thought that's the bare minimum it could be. Now, we know there's going to be 6 games. So it'd be 6 game apps. So it's 3 times 6 equals 18. I think that's kind of real common sense, right? Now, we know, and I left this at 10% right now, just so it's easy for the mathematicals, because 10% of that is obviously 1.8. But we actually are there's going to be between 20 and 25% of people are going to win in the games. So there's 20%. So 20% of these people are going to win in the games. So that means you got 3.6 people winning the games. There's an average of 164. Now that's the bare minimum of points you can get in a game, which means you can get 590 points in a weekly game. Now, guys, that would be divided by 2 because you're playing for the auction. Now, I want to show you something. Let's just say that 1 went to 3. Okay. In other words, you just put 3 people in. That's your direct family to get things. They say you have a spouse and 2 kids. So if they signed up alone. So if you had 3, and of course, them 3 went out and done exactly the same. So it'd be 3 times 3, that's 9. Okay. Because you're getting your points, 20% of the points in 3 different levels, you're now dividing 2,500 points. That alone right there is to make sure that there's enough items on the auction site that we believe people will win every single week. Now, what you win, we can't determine that. You might go for a hygiene basket, or you may go for food baskets, or you may go for a vacuum cleaner. But we believe anything over 1,000 points each week, there will be a winner. Now, of course, the more people play, the more items we have to put on the product, and that all comes from the amount of the advertisers. So that comes by the eyeballs. So every time there's more people play, there's more eyeballs. The more eyeballs, the more money, and then more products go off on the site. But could you imagine if, Jim, if you had, and it doesn't matter which way it broke down, if you had one person you signed up, but they went and signed up 25 people, okay, these numbers just go. This is all about building a team. So if you went out and got 10 people, and then 10 people went out and got 10 people, you're now looking at these numbers coming in. You've got thousands of points. This is what we're talking about, building a team. If you build a team in this program, you will be able to bid on your rent payment. You'll be able to bid on your credit card payments. You'll be able to bid on your car payments. Even a new program we've got that nobody knows yet that we're bringing out for senior citizens. There are so many senior citizens around the world that are struggling because they're living on pensions, and we're bringing out a Pacific auction site just for them, so they can go in and they can bid on things like AC repair, roof repairs. They can go in and get things that they just cannot do. Guys, this is amazing, because the more they can sit around and spread the word and put out there, the amount of points that go out there is crazy. And like I say, the average winners, we're going to say between 20 and 25%. And we know after the NFL comes out and the other games that come out, 164 is a drop in the ocean to the amount of points you're going to be able to win. So, guys, Jim, I mean, I don't know if this is helping you, Jim, get an idea, but I kind of took what I had yesterday and I added to it to help people understand a little bit better today.
Well, as a senior citizen, I can certainly relate to what you're saying. My wife won't let me do yard work anymore, and if I had somebody to do my yard work, that would be wonderful.
Well, I think that the issue is, Jim, that there are so many people around the world, and it's not just US, it's world driven, that is struggling due to the fact is that they are they're on a fixed budget. They get to retirement and they don't have it. I mean, look at our dear friend Kirk, what Kirk's going through with his parents. I mean, he drives every month. He goes backwards and forwards. He's got home help. Now, wouldn't it be nice if they could, whatever it may be, whether it's home help for the day just to give him a hand, whether it's, okay, you got your gas card so you can get your gas, all for playing a game and just having fun at the same time. So again, guys, we can only do what we can do with you guys watching the advertisements. And of course, what we got to be careful of, so everybody's aware of it, and it is an ongoing kind of a subject we talk about, is we can't put too many advertisements up. For example, in the NFL games, and we're not talking about the draft, what's going to happen is the first one you're going to have your say on who wins the coin toss. Well, that would be one advertisement. Then, have your say on what end you're going to have. So whatever questions you decide to pick, you've got to think that you're going to watch an advertisement. So we are concerned about that because that will turn people off. So we are thinking about clustering it together, that there will be X amount of questions and then one advertisement for those questions. So guys, this is a lot bigger than most of you really do realize. But again, going through these individuals, these guys this week, what we've been talking to at Netflix and some of the promoters, there are people literally, if you build a team, and again, you might just know one person and that one person just might run with it. You got 20% of each of those winnings. You've got an extra 10% that's coming in from the winner circle. You literally can get tens of thousands of points weekly if you build a team. If you do that, guys, it literally can take care of all of your day-to-day necessities. That means electricity, water, gas, food bills, hygiene bills. So all that money that you're normally spending is now in your pocket. And I've been saying this for a long time. Once people grasp and understand this is actually better than going out and earning a check where people get disappointed. This is a game to have fun. How can you get disappointed? It's a game that you're helping people. So guys, you really need to sign up. And the reason I brought this up this morning is what we're going to tell you about and talk about a little bit with the draft here is a test. And we need to test that we know things are working in the live environment. So we want to make sure you guys really understand what's going on. So we're going to talk a little bit about the draft right now and how that works. There's a lot of people on the call and definitely people that are going to listen later that are not into football. So guys, you got to take this one as a learning curve for you. It's the same as if you're not into tennis or you're not into golf or you're not into hockey or you're not into some of the other games that are coming. Every one of these people out here or you out here have friends that may like a different sport than you do. And if that's the case, you just got to have enough people signed up. And our sign up process is going to turn off Wednesday night as it sits at the moment. So on Monday, 11 p.m. this upcoming week, subject to we're ready to go, we will be turning off the sign up process. Once we turn off the sign up process, it will not reopen until after the weekend when the NFL draft is going. So let's quickly talk about the dates. On Thursday, the NFL draft starts. This year, it is in Detroit. So it's going to start. Is that Central Time or East Coast, Jim, Detroit?
East Coast.
Okay, so it's going to kick off at 5 o'clock? 8 o'clock, it'll be your time, right?
Yeah. Well, it'll be 5 o'clock your time, but it is because I used to live close to Detroit, so it's Eastern time zone. So it's the same as in New York.
I'm just Googling it, guys, what time it starts to make sure. So it starts at 9. It's starting at 9 a.m. Thursday morning on the 25th is when it starts, and that is East Coast time. No, that's not. That's when the draft opens up for this game. So the actual start time of it is 8 p.m. East Coast time. So on Thursday night, guys, East Coast time, there will be the first of the picks that come up, and then they go on the clock. Each team does. So for those of you who don't know about it, I'm going to hand it over to Jim. He's going to give you guys a quick rundown of how the draft works Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're not going to get into depth, but he's just going to kind of give you an idea of it so you know. And Jim is a big football supporter because of Liberty and his college and his New York Giants. It just seem to never win, unfortunately, but hopefully you have a good year this year, Jim. But anyway, Jim, why don't you give everybody a little bit of a rundown on how the draft works? Starts Thursday night at 8 p.m. Would be the first person on the clock. It just says here.
Okay, all right. Let me share my screen, Dave, and because I've got some websites that I could take them to that'll show it a lot easier than I can explain it. So
you should be able to get there right now.
Okay, and here we go. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, this is the actual site, the NFL site. This is where you want to go to watch what's going on the draft. As you can see, it says on the clock, and I'll show you the draft order in just a second. But we know that right now Chicago is going to have the first pick, and it shows that they are expected best available. They're expected to take Caleb Williams as their draft choice. The next pick belongs to the Washington Commanders. Now, let me just show you a couple different things. This is the draft order. Let me go back over here to show you the draft order.
You did say that's the NFL site, but that's actually not. That's the ESPN. Did you say that by mistake?
Yes. Tell you what, Sylvie, can you put that link into the chat box so that they can see it? Let me go back to the first one again here. This is the draft. This is where you want to be. This is where all the results will be shown immediately. And also, if you look at
Jim, just so you know, so what we're hoping is going to happen is the results and the on the pick on the clock is going to be live inside the platform. So these links will be live inside the platform. So they won't need to go to this. They will just go into they'll sign into their dashboard and they'll have all this live information. These live feeds will be going on.
Oh, perfect. That's an update that I didn't catch. So, but let me show you this is the draft order here. Hang on a second. It had it there. Let me refresh it. No, wrong one. All right, first let me go back to this one. You'll want to on one of the sites it shows project the top two choices for each team listed. These are the NFL teams and it's AFC and NFC. The AFC teams are listed on the left. The NFC teams are listed on the right. And so what you can do is you can go and you can click like I can show you the New York Giants, and you can click on that and you can go to the Giants website and it talks about the Giants and who they might take. That's something that you can do for each team. Also, what you can do, this one here, this is a good site.
Let me jump in there, Jim, just if you don't mind. I don't mean to be rude. But guys, just so you know, everybody should, if you're into football or whatever the sports are coming, remember, this is the test for multiple different games. So if you're into basketball or baseball or soccer, it's going to work the same way. So we're just trying to explain it. But you should know your own team because you've been following your team and you most probably going to say, I know they're going to take a quarterback or I know they're going to take a running back, whatever. However, for what we're trying to explain to you here is you're going to be able to you're going to be able to have your say on every team. But any team that's not yours. So when you fill in your profile is going to show what team you support. So if you support New York Giants, that means when you go on to do the New York Giants, you get a base points. However, when you go in and bid on the other people, because it's not your team, you get double the base points. So we're making it so it's exciting for players to participate all around through the whole 24 hours of the draft or 3 days of the draft. So you get two times the amount of points if you pick on an opposite team. So what Jim is showing you is, hey, here's a way how you can find the projected or suggested players that the draft is going to pick for that team. So if you have no clue about who that team is, you can go to this website, click on it, open it up, and you can look and read and say, okay, well, it looks like it's going to be so-and-so, so-and-so. That's who I'm going to have my say on. And if you get it, you get double the points. Sorry, Jim, I just wanted to, we went off and we didn't explain what we're trying to do.
No, that's perfectly fine. But on this particular site, so the first team up is it's the Chicago Bears. And now what you want to look at, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Everybody seems to think that they're going to pick the quarterback from Southern California, Caleb Williams. But now the Washington Commanders are up, and if you look at this one here, you can see the Commanders are in the national conference. So if you come back here to this one here, you just scroll down to the NFC teams. And you can scroll down to here. It's Washington, and you can see who their two top projected picks are. Now, I'll tell you this: you can look at 5 different sites, and you're going to see 5 different players. That's okay. Now, what Dave was saying about teams can work to your benefit here too. If you have 2 or 3, 4 people in your group, you can divide the teams up. And you can come up with a list of players that might be picked by individual teams, and you can have those on your own individual sheet. And instead of having to go through here, you can just pick your sheet, and then you can look down and you can do a draft party with your team and say, okay, it looks like these are the 5 that they might pick, and it's up in the air. Just kind of watch and see what some of the experts are saying. And I would say they're right about 60% of the time. And you never know when it's going to happen. And you're going to pick somebody that's off the wall, and that's who they pick. But anyway, this is where you can go to get some suggestions.
Jim, can you do me a favor? Can you click on McCaffrey? Can you click on him so they can see when it opens up? So right there, right on that link you're on. No, come down. On the Washington round 1 pick. Go and click on, down. McCarthy, click on his name there. Right. Yeah, click on that. When that opens up, guys, what's that's going to do is going to give you the data on who he is and where he comes from, what he played for. And the reason you want to get to know this is because you're going to have 5 questions, okay? So the 5 questions we're not going to give you.
How seriously the Giants consider taking a quarterback at 6? My feeling is that it's got to be on the Giant terms. One of the quarterbacks drops to number 6, and we believe it's probably J.J. McCarthy, because I think all 3 of the Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Mayfield long gone by then. And I'm considering it strongly if I'm the New York Giants. If it requires a trade-up, though, I am only going to do so if it is on my terms. The team that we keep pinpointing would be the Arizona Cardinals at number 4 that would be interested in trading down. If I'm the Giants and the Cardinals say the only way we're moving down is if we get your 2025 first-round pick, I would not make a deal.
Tim, put it on mute. There you go. Sorry, guys. Jim's got a technical issue. So as you can see right there, guys,
Bryce, you've already picked Daniel Jones for the last this season and
right. Just leave it like that.
I'm trying to find where the thing is.
Yeah. Turn your mic off, Jim.
And I think the bigger point is, are we confident that J.J. McCarthy is a better quarterback than
Jim, turn your mic off. There you go, please. Okay. Wow. Sorry about that, guys. That was kind of loud and shocking. my point being is, guys, when you go there, what you're going to do is you can click on that individual and it's going to give you the data, and there's going to be 5 questions that you're going to have your say on, and it's going to ask who is the pick. It's going to then say, what position did he play? Obviously, you just saw quarterback there. Jim, stop sharing for right now. Let's just come off that because you're all over the place, my friend. There you go. That's better. All right. So, a nice technical issue here this morning. I'm sure people are laughing all over the world. But anyway, so guys, you're gonna have 5 questions, and then questions are the person, the player. Then it's going to be the position he played, what college he come from, did they trade down? So what that means, and we're going to explain that here in a second. And the last one, I can't remember what the last question was. Jim, do you remember what the last question was? You're on mute now, Jim. There were 5 questions that's in there. But guys, so one of the things is going to be when you go in and you get these points, and you're going to get 10 points for each correct answer. And then if you get all 5 correct answers, you are going to end up getting a bonus of 25 points. So that means you can get 75 points when you pick on your own team. However, when you go and pick on somebody else's team and play, and then you participate, now you can have the TV on in the background because they're always talking about, the next pick coming up. Who do they think it's going to be? So you've got all these very famous broadcasters as well as players that are talking, so you don't have to go and look and read. You can just sit and listen, and then what's going to happen is as soon as they come on the clock, your choice does not count. So you must get your pick in before it goes on the clock, and there is going to be complete when you go into the website, you're going to see we will not have the video done in time, which is one of our concerns, like how to play. And again, opening to just pioneers is going to, you guys are going to understand that, hey, we're going to have most probably some headaches. That's common sense when you're going something from where we are to what we've done in the time frame. So what Jim just shows you, them sites, they will be inside your platform when we go live. And I was hoping to show you this today, but we have not yet got the push done, or actually we've started the push, but it's taking some time. So we were hoping to go on live today to show you the new platform, and then we were going to walk you around it. Well, of course, this now means Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, this 2 p.m. and 11 p.m. is going to be important. You guys at least attend one of those, but also get your team signed up, because if there's anybody that wants to participate in this, they need to be signed up before Wednesday night, midnight. Then we turn it off, the sign-up process, and only anybody that has got an account with a company and has signed up one person or more, okay, will be able to get access. The other thing that we're going to put in place starting Monday is if it's somebody that you've signed up and has not been into their dashboard in the last 30 days, they do not count as active. So you guys are going to need to know Monday that you're going to need to reach out to the people you've signed up, make sure they get into their new dashboard so they can get around and look to make sure that you get the credit for that one person. Because if not, your system will not let you will not let you pick on the draft. Now, if everything goes as planned, we will be able to give you a good viewing on Monday, repeat it on Monday night, repeat it Tuesday, go through a little bit more of an education to help you guys really understand it. But just remember, you're going to double down on other people's teams. For example, I've got no clue who Jim would have for New York Giants, because I'm not a New York Giant fan, even though him and I are friends and we talk about football. It's just something I haven't looked at his players. I most probably know some of the players I'm looking at because obviously I watch college, but I would think Jim would be the same with the Tampa Buccaneers, my team. So he wouldn't most probably know. He might know some of the players because, again, Jim follows college more than I do, actually. So, guys, it's going to be fun because you can then go and pick on other teams. And this will happen Thursday night live. And then it's approximately, 4 hours, Jim, roughly on Thursday night, 3 to 4 hours, right?
It's 32 picks with 15 minutes each. So Yeah.
No, it's not 15 minutes. It's guys, you don't get the 15 minutes. The is 10 minutes for the NFL draft pick. So you're going to get 10 minutes. That's 320 minutes. So that's right at between 3 and 4 hours is what it's going to take. Now let's explain. Yeah, so let's explain. And the gyms, it was longer, but they cut the time to make it quicker because it was dragging out. So we also want to let you guys know that don't know, you can move your position in the draft. So let's quickly explain to everybody here who doesn't know, how did you get your position in the first place? Whoever had the worst record last year is the person who takes the first pick. Okay, the person who won the Super Bowl is the person that has the last pick. So every team between that is obviously where they laid in wins throughout the year, and that's how it's set. And what the idea and concept is, like anything, is that hey, the worst team gets an opportunity to get the best players that are coming available from college or free agency or whatever. So guys, that's how it works. It's that simple. However, as you saw with Jim just point out, Carolina was the worst team last year and should have got the pick, but they made a trade. Okay, the year before, wasn't it, Jim, or was it 2 years before?
Yes, the last year.
It was last year. So what happened last year? Carolina, that wanted a particular quarterback, they traded up. So to trade up, they had to give something up for the following year, which was this year. They never expected to come in last place again. So what happened was last year they said, oh, we want this quarterback, so we're going to trade up, and what we'll do is we'll give our first round pick away next year. Well, it just so happened they come in the worst position. They get the first round pick, and Detroit want a quarterback, so they have traded up. So they've give up something for the following year. So guys, it may sound a little complicated, but it really isn't if you understand it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're hoping to kind of explain that to you. But just remember, when you go on the clock, your picks they have to be in. So in other words, when they call up the next team and it says Dallas is coming up, you've got to get your picks in before it goes on the clock. We originally was going to do it while it was on the clock, but we're very concerned about, and Jim brought this up this week, we're very concerned about the delay in time from different airing channels. So if you're watching in the US, you're most probably going to get it very close, a few second delay. But if you're watching it, say in Europe or in Asia, there may be a little delay. So what we've done is we've changed it now, where you're going to be able to get your pick prior to them going on the clock, but it will close down when you're on the clock, about halfway through the clock time, meaning you've got to make that pick within that time. It will close. And of course, the idea is so that you guys can get your picks in. However, you can also go out and pick these people and kind of hope for the best and just hope you win. But you'll have 5 choices on what to do on the questions on each person. And again, if you get your own ones right, you can get 75 points. And if you can get other teams right, you can get double down on the points. You do not get the 25 points as a bonus on the other teams, but it does mean on each of them, you would be able to get 100 potential of 100 points each team times 31 other teams. That means you can get an awful lot of points that from there, you'll be able to go over and start to bid on the auction site. Now, we will not release the auction site for your items through the NFL draft. Our top focus is going to be making sure that everybody gets the correct points and make sure, we're answering their questions as they're going through it. Like I say, it's going to be a good dummy run for us. Then what will happen is we'll open up the auction site afterwards where you guys can go and bid on different items. So, Jim, do you have any questions or anything at the moment?
Yeah, the scenario you just went through was just a trade that's already been made. Explain to them what's going to happen if there's a trade during the draft.
Right. So let's say it's me and Jim, right? And Jim is New York Giants and I'm the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Jim, what position are you? We're 26. What are you?
6.
So Jim's in 6th position. And let's say that Jim's team is looking for a particular player that they know they want, and the next person they want after that is not more than likely going to be picked in the first round. And all of a sudden, number 5 took who Jim wanted. Okay, the team number 5 come along and took Jim's New York Giants pick. That was the guy they wanted. They really didn't need to fill another position. They didn't really need somebody till it got down into the 30th or 40th position. So what Tampa Bay can do is they can come along and say, hey, New York Giants, Jim, tell what we'll do. We would like to move up because there's a particular player we like and he's still available and he may be gone by the time we get down to ours. So we would like to trade with you right now positions. So Jim, number 6, would go to 26 and Tampa Bay would come up to number 6 and hopefully pick the player they want. Okay. And then Jim, now he's in 26th position as his team is going through, and they might say, okay, well, this player is still available on number 17. They could actually come back in and trade again. So this is a moving target all the way through. That's what makes this thing so much fun, because you think your team is ready to pick and they're on the clock, and all of a sudden the commissioner will come on, or whoever's doing the hosting will come on and say, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Giants have made a trade with Tampa Bay for 2 picks in the following year in round 3. So this is a live moving action, and it really does make it exciting. Now, if you've got your picks in and your trade has been changed, you will lose them questions. You don't lose any points because your pick didn't happen. So what happens is the question refreshes it. So if number 6 went down to number 8 or 20 or whatever, even though you've got your picks in, what will happen is automatically it will clear the fields. So now when it comes back down further, you'll be able to re-pick. The reason being is you might have 10 positions between you that your original pick may be taken by a different team. So it's going to allow you to re-pick again. Hopefully that explained it, Jim. What do you think?
Yeah, it's it's just real simple. It's if in this particular case, the Giants then would the Buccaneers would be on the clock, and you would just automatically just switch over to the Buccaneers, answer questions about who do you think the Buccaneers are going to pick at that spot.
Yeah, and guys, I gotta tell you, you got a pile of drafts that are always going on this time of the year, but they do continue around the world. So you got the same scenarios in some of the teams. You got free agency. So this thing we're doing, this platform we're rolling out, is very, very vital for us to get feedback from you guys. We're relying on the pioneers. Look, we haven't sent out a pile of emails and trying to get people excited again. We really don't care about them. If they well, that's wrong. We do care about them. I don't mean it, but we don't want to bother somebody knowing that, like, for example, if we had this open, that's why we're closing it down this coming Thursday. One person can make one statement in a group of their team. Hey, did you know about Ripple? You can get these points and you can win jerseys, and you can bid on hats and football tickets and game tickets and all these kind of things. That could go viral in seconds, not hours, in seconds. You could have just in one group, and I'm in 17 different Tampa Buccaneer groups. In one group alone, there's 1 million people, and I can guarantee you on Thursday night, there will be a high percentage will be watching it. Well, Jim's got football teams and groups all over the place. If they knew this was live and it happened, they signed up because the moderator of the group talks about it. Then all of a sudden, we could have 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, even more jumping on our platform. And our concern is we're not ready for that. We don't know exactly what that bandwidth will be. Inside the platform's live streams, in theory, because it's streaming, you should be able to click on it and it shouldn't affect our platform. But if there is a problem, if you got 10,000 people picking 5 questions at once, do we have enough bandwidth? So these are all concerning questions, guys. We really cannot screw this up. And the reason we cannot screw this up, it's not very often, you get the blessings twice. And to go back to the NFL and say, look, this was a 98% hit rather than saying this was a 10% hit is a big difference when we roll out preseason here in another couple of months. And then, of course, you got the basketball, but the thing we're all working for is the fight night, which is the Mike Tyson. We know there's 100 million people plus going to be watching that on Netflix. So this is a complete test for that July fight to make sure it works. At the same time, it's a test for live games because it'll be the same environment that we're doing. So, guys, this is a real big deal for us, okay? For Ripple, which obviously relates to Abazu in the commercials that are going to be run. So, there's a lot of time. We just spent the last 4 months working on this, and some days, night and days, to get where we are. And we're excited. And, of course, Jim and I are excited because, we can kind of, there's going to be chat rooms, guys, that you can go in. So we can kind of beat up a little bit nicely on the other teams, and we can boo them and they can click boo. And there's a lot of fun stuff that's coming into the games. But, of course, it's a lot of testing and it's a lot of work. And, guys, patience. It's all about patience, right, Jim?
It is. Dave, you want to mention something about what happens to the points what happens to the points that were not gotten? In other words, if they made a wrong pick, what happens to those points?
Yeah, all the points you guys lose, me and Jim get them.
Yes.
So here's the cool thing, guys. And Jim's really good. We should have most probably brought this up. So every time somebody does not get a question correct, so it has to be a filled-in field, and it can't be a name that's not so for example, if you don't know the field and you say, well, I want to make sure there's points going out, you can't just go and put in Dave Jim, okay, or Jim Dave or Joe Blogs, or it has to be a recognized name of the 16,000 people that are on the potential draft. So if you don't get that person correct, then points go into a bucket. Okay, they sit there in the bucket. So all the lost or non-answered questions, all them lost points that could have been earned, go into a bucket, and the top winners share them points in that bucket, and it's broken down under a percentage. So basically, the top 10% of the, and it's not 10%, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the top people that get between this range and this range get 10% of the bucket. The people that get between this range and this range get another 10% of the bucket until all that bucket is used up between it. So if you was really picked on all the teams, all 32 teams, and got all 5 questions and went through the whole thing, you could very potentially be in that top bracket. And that top bracket might be only a few of you, and you're going to get all these points. You could end up easy with 10,000 points, 20,000 points inside your account that you'll be able to go to the auction site and start to bid on. Now, of course, guys, we're very concerned that when people do that, they can win all the items on the bid site. Remember, you can only bid on 10 items. So you got to wait till the 10th item is ended, or one item of the 10 before you can bid the next one. So we are controlling that in the sense of making it fair for everybody. I hate using the word control, but we are making it sure that everybody can do it. But you're going to get thousands and thousands of points sitting in this bucket. That obviously Jim and I would love them, but we're not going to do that. We're hoping to be in that bucket. Jim and I are most probably going to hopefully get quite a few points, and then we'll be able to go over to the auction site and do it. And again, guys, one of the things what's coming, just so you know, and Jim didn't know about this, I don't think Kirk or Sylvia did either, but we are working on an auction site for seniors. This is going to be a fun thing. Seniors have time. Time is money, as they say. Well, in this game, time is points. Okay, so seniors that are struggling to keep their house maintenance updated and need a new roof or need lawn maintenance, they're going to be able to bid on things, and then lawn maintenance are going to be covered by us. So the senior market is a huge market for us, and a lot of seniors enjoy sports because, to be honest with you, they sometimes don't have a lot more to do all day long. So they do watch everything. And we are working, for those who sent in the email request, yes, we are working on horse racing. We do expect that to come up this summer. So you'll be able to be on the horse racing as well. So you can do like we won't be ready for the Kentucky Derby, but there's going to be different horse racing. And we know that's huge in Europe. There's horse racing every day of the week. So that is another one what's been added to our group, just so you guys know. All right, Jim, what other questions or anything do we want to cover?
I think we've covered just about everything we need to. Like I was saying before, if you get a group together, you can split up and, get your own little cheat sheet, so to speak, and say, okay, these are the players we think this team is going to draft. And, your guess is as good as anybody else's, but you've at least done a little homework ahead of time.
I'm going to go back to this, guys. I want you to understand what you need to be doing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I mean, this is absolutely vital for your own guys. You want to look at this, and I'm going to show you this one more time, okay? If you've got one person, and I've used one because you need one person to qualify, right? So if you've only signed up one, that's you, and you've got a friend who signed up one, and that's a stranger, you don't know who that person is. That means you're going to get 20% of whatever the winnings are. There are 6 game apps right now, so these 3 could potentially play in 18. And these are all potential words because I don't know if they're going to play in all 6 games, right? But that means there's 18 potential apps that these individuals can play in. 1, 2, 3. That's you plus 3. Now, 20%, we've got every set between 20 and 25% of winning. We want a lot of winners. So sometimes in other games it's set at 10%, like some of the different games in casinos are set. We want between 20 and 25, so we have the average set at 20. Don't worry about the 10 right there. So if I take that to 10 at the moment, just so you can see, that means 10%, 18 games, 1.8, right? That's what it would be. However, we got this at the moment at 20%. So this is how it works. The average amount of points is 164 in our projected games, not the NFL draft. The NFL draft is potential of hundreds or even potentially thousands of points. But bottom line to deal is the average game that we have designed should come in around 164 points. Okay. Now, this is winning points plus playing points, but that's the average. Okay, well, 20% of them points are going to be what's coming up. So if you end up going and if you told 5 people about it to build your team, and then 5 people told 5 people about it, that's 25 people. Okay, so if you signed up 5 and they went into this, you're looking at 6,100 divided by 2 points that you're given. It's 3,000 points. That 3,000 points on the auction site is enough to you get products again and again daily. So guys, don't take this lightly building this team. Remember, you've also got 10% from the winner's circle available. So these numbers can go through the roof. The more you tell it about, you could go 20 people, and that could only be 5 people that they told each. It doesn't matter. These numbers will go up. It's your effort you put forward to build a team. And this is what we've been talking about all week. But if them 20 people done the same as you and went and got 20, and why would you when you got senior citizens and families? Look at the point. Numbers have been done that show literally at the end of the day or the end of the week or the end of the month, whatever you want to look at, there's enough points in this design to pay your electric, your food, your car payment, your mortgage payment, pay for your vacation. If you build your team correctly, you can completely take all that money you're earning or you're getting from wherever you get your money, and that can stay in your pocket. This is better than cash. I've said it since day one. So guys, hopefully today's helped you. Let me quickly give everybody a quick recap. We are 50-50 shot if we're going to be live on Thursday, 50-50. That's better than being 40-60, and it might be a little bit better odds because I'm going to tell you less and hopefully deliver you more. But we will not roll it out if we aren't as close as we know as being 100% operational. Of course, we'll never know until we click that switch, make it in a live environment. But guys, get excited about it. But also let anybody know that you're signing up, that we're hoping this is to happen, and you're going to be the pioneers. We don't want to disappoint people. We don't want to disappoint you, but at the same time, we don't want you to tell somebody and disappoint them. But guys, it's exciting. I can tell you, we've worked hard to get to this, and I know Jim is always like, "Wow, you got that done. We got this done." Every time we talk to him the next morning, share a little bit more. And like, he didn't know we're working on this auction site now for seniors. This has come from doing some research and trying to find out who needs the help. Yeah, the working person needs the help, and the student at school needs the help, but the seniors, they can't go out and get a second job. That they are stuck. But what they can do is open up their phone and play in a fun game, whether it's watching horse racing or whatever it may be, and they can get points that can help out in the house. And I think it's a great idea, Jim. What do you think?
I love it. As a senior, anything we can do for seniors is going to be great, because you are exactly right. I know a number of people who literally living, paycheck to pay, when that, Social Security check to Social Security check, and that's about all they have coming in. And in today's economy, it just gets worse and worse.
I've had so many people in the last few months tell me, well, what happened to Avazu? And I said, nothing's happened to Avazu. We're having a chance to go and clean up all kinds of things that we wanted to clean up. We're having the chance to do that. And the problem was we could not advertise. Well, what's better than Avazu currently is this program helps immediately. With Avazu, there's going to be this time frame. Then when the money comes in and the raffle's done, then the philanthropy board's got to give out huge chunks of money to all kinds of people around the world, from governments to organizations. That takes time. This doesn't. This means today or next weekend after the NFL draft, somebody's going to go in and say, I want a food basket. And they're going to go click, click, click. I win the bid, and a food basket's in their hands. Instant satisfaction for all of us, because we're giving up 50% of our points. So guys, this is really, really exciting. This is bigger in Avazu in so many ways, not in dollar wise, but in helping the amount of people, because Avazu was never designed to help the individual. So yeah, we're all very, very excited. So guys, thank you for your time being on here today. Please join us Monday, 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Kelly is doing an awesome job. Jim's doing an awesome job. We will be going through, bringing you updated. It is kind of like we're on the clock right now, trying to get everything done. So, and we'll go through more and share you stuff next week. So thanks for joining us on the call. It's longer than I expected today, but God bless to all of you. Be blessed, be safe, be healthy. And Jim, thank you for coming on, brother. I appreciate you as always. You enjoy the weekend. And Sylvie, thank you guys. God bless to all of you. See you in the future. Bye-bye.